For the longest time, I would look myself in the mirror and see that person everybody talked about. I felt ugly every day. Literally every day. I pretended to be sick for a week during school because I didn't want to go back. I was bullied outside of school, in school, online. It was like there was no escape. I moved when I was in 2nd grade to a new town, which was one town over from the one I was living in. That's when people started to really pick on me. I had teachers constantly call me out and ridicule me in front of the class. I had friends hand out party invitations in front of me and tell me they forgot to print enough so I couldn't go. If I came to school wearing a cute new outfit or something that I personally liked, there was always something wrong with it. When I was in 8th grade, I received an online message on MySpace. Why did I think that I could talk to people that were so above my level when I was, below a 0 and they were above a 10? At the bottom of the message, it just kept calling me a freak. You're a freak, you're a freak, you're such a freak, why are you such a freak, you're a freak. Over and over. And I remember seeing this message, and the first thing I thought was, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm not letting people treat me like this. And I showed it to the principal the next day, and he really wasn't paying attention to me. And then when I left his office, I remember seeing him take the piece of paper and just throw it in the trash. Like, what I felt didn't matter. That everything I had gone through up until that point still didn't matter. In middle school, I had this friend named Sam who had me over for dinner one night. It was more than once. It was more of like a ritual thing. We'd have dinner at each other's houses, but more often than not, it was at her house. But this night in particular really changed, well, everything. She showed me an anime called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and at that age, I had no idea what anime was. Honestly, I'd watched it before, but I didn't know that it was called anime. I thought it was just cartoons because it was on Toonami. After that night, I started watching more and more animes, falling in love with the plots, the characters, the art. And when I was a sophomore in high school, I went to my first anime convention, Youmacon. I dressed up as Eureka from Eureka 7. The cosplay looked awful. My wig was wrong, my boots were just a pair of socks I painted, along with a pair of flats that I also painted, with household paints I found. And it just cracked the whole time I was there. And the cosplay itself was way too big on me. People here had been through what I had been through, and they weren't afraid to be who they really were. It was overwhelming to see a huge community of people come together and treat everyone like they were part of their family. After being in the real world, it was like, this place, how could it be real? How could a place like this actually exist? Ever since that first Youmacon, I've gone to over 40 conventions. One of the conventions I attended last year was Shudokon. They had a It Gets Better panel. Everyone sat very closely together, and many of us were holding hands and comforting each other. Hearing this, sitting in a room with all these people that have very similar stories to my own, it was heartbreaking. All these people had so many good qualities, and everyone always just bashed on them and made them feel like there was nothing. They were nothing. I really appreciate what anime has done for me. It didn't make things better. I just felt like there was nothing stopping me from finally being myself. I can honestly say that without anime conventions, I'd really still be that shy, timid girl. I found myself through anime, and I don't regret a single second I have spent on making my costumes, and oh my gosh, sewing my costumes to my pants. Annoying, but I don't regret it. The amount of anger and frustration I get when I make a prop. I love every single aspect of going to a con, making something. Even if it falls apart, I still put it back together, and it's like a new accomplishment to me. If anyone would like to share their story in the comment section, that'd be great. I would really love to hear and listen to what you guys have gone through, even if you feel like things have not gotten any better. I feel like as long as you find what you're passionate about and the people who truly understand you, then you can really do anything. You can be yourself and just love life.